All right. Welcome back to the DMG's Third and Wrong podcast, episode 7. I'm Mike, obviously, and today we're here with Gage and Dylan, like always. Fellas, how's it going?
Look at my screen.
Well,
Look
Gage,
at this
yeah,
screen.
I know
This is how it's going.
I know how it's going for Gage.
That's how that went. Oh, that wasn't enough. Let me undo it and do it again.
There you go.
That's
Dylan?
how it went.
Dylan, how you doing?
Well, I still have optimism in my life, so I am doing great.
That's always good to
Unlike
hear.
certain Lake Erie bros, but other than that, I'm doing great.
This has been great. We're all basically the same. None of us won our division, so
This is true.
Yeah. It basically the same thing as missing the playoffs is not winning your division.
Yeah.
So
I guess losing your division when you have the Texans and the Jaguars and then half of the freaking Titans team and you still can't win your division. I mean, I'd hope you make the playoffs when you have to play those two teams 4 times total.
I'm just saying it's not
I
a
mean,
good year, but
I couldn't imagine having 4 free wins a year.
Yeah.
That would suck.
With the MVP on your
I couldn't
team.
imagine losing to Big Ben and the noodle of an arm he's carrying around.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
I think that's worse. Anyways,
We'll get to that later.
I'm doing great. How are you, Mike? Are you doing good?
I'm good now that everything's working. Sorry for not posting last week, guys. I had some computer issues, and I forgot to put my mic into OBS, so that was great.
Yeah.
So that is my fault. I apologize.
You missed some flames, too. We were going at it.
Yeah. That is my fault.
I did have one take, though, that the Patriots were going to absolutely bum rush the Jaguars.
Yes,
and
you
Mike
did.
said, I don't know. And I was like, dude, it's going to happen.
Oh, yeah, but...
Maybe, I mean, I think they'll win. I was like, dude, they just lost 2 games that they probably should have won.
I was just trying to...
Bill Belichick's going to destroy them.
I was trying to keep it humble, you know.
Nah, you were legitimately nervous. That's how fair weather Michael is.
No, I was just trying to keep it humble.
Yeah, he's kept it humble. Just look at his background.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Had to upgrade.
Well, you guys want to get into the crapshoot of the week?
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
The good part of it, I won fantasy football, everybody.
Did you?
That happened.
Good job.
1 for 3 this year.
Good.
Still a
Good
W.
to hear.
Can you guys still see this? Do you want me to...
It's open. It's good.
Yep, you're good.
Can we scroll up to our last, or are these our predictions from last week?
Yep.
Yep.
Didn't we have them all selected? Oh, okay, you're going.
You all right there, Dylan?
Dude, I am just used to seeing them already green. Like you're not
Yeah.
on top of it this week, so sorry.
Been busy. Didn't Arizona win that game?
Yes, they did.
Yep.
Tennessee won that one.
Yes, they did.
Indy definitely won that one.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, dude. I've never rooted for a touchdown from the other team more than I did when what's his face? Yeah. Anyways.
There's a couple games this week that defense should have let them score a touchdown instead of letting them run the clock out.
Yep.
Did New Orleans beat Carolina? I think they did.
They did.
Chargers mollywopped.
Yep.
Mollywop. Detroit had a good game.
Oh yeah, they turned into the Jaguar. Well, I guess they already just are as worse. They were themselves, let's say.
So we all got the same number of wins.
Look at us.
There we go.
Cool.
All right.
Look at me.
And with that, Mikey has been mathematically eliminated and will be doing the forfeit.
Oh.
Lovely.
Wait. He's down by 16 games?
No, by 11.
Oh, then he could get it if
No. He's down by more. We just scored 11. Let's see. Oh, he's only down by 8. to
Yes,
you.
he's got it. As long as we pick enough
Yeah.
different,
I mean, we're all gonna
different
pick like the
teams.
same teams. It's pretty much
Yeah.
easy. You already know.
Well, Mike has to go different now, right?
Yeah,
You have to go big or go
I gotta
home.
go balls to the wall.
Well, let's start it off. The New York Giants at Chicago.
Whoa,
Um,
wait. Okay, never mind. I thought you were jumping ahead to like next week already. Sorry.
no.
Context of the sentence, I was lost. Anyways,
You guys wouldn't have heard this, but last week I said I don't see how the Giants score another offensive touchdown this year.
Yeah.
They continue that trend in this game against Chicago. They got killed, and they have now brought it up to like 3 games.
Did Mike Glennon play that whole
13,
game?
13 quarters without a touchdown or something like that.
Did Skycam Glennon play that whole game?
Yeah, he's their starter. I think Daniel Jones is out for the year,
He,
but I did see
don't they
something
have
that he
Jake
might be
Fromm?
playing this week.
I don't think he played though, cause on
Oh no, Jake Fromm started this time.
did he? They
Yeah,
don't.
he
Oh,
did.
that's weird. On Bleacher Report they don't have him listed because I went on there and it said Mike Glennon went 4 for 11 for 24 yards and
Yeah,
two
he came
interceptions.
in later.
Yeah, okay. I was like, that's all he threw it, but it doesn't surprise me so. But
Then
yeah,
I think we had the overall team performance of the week of New England.
yeah,
I mean, that was just brutal.
good all
That's
around.
how you play Jacksonville and not let them back into the game.
You don't let your foot off the pedal.
Yeah. Dylan?
Are you trying to dig at me or what?
Well,
What?
Are you trying to dig at the Colts or what?
hmm Especially since last week he was talking about this could be one of those sleeper games. You never know.
No, I mean if you go back to the actual recording
That's what he
because
said.
Mike still has our recordings
I
from the
do still
engaged.
have it.
Yes, I said verbatim that it's going to be ugly in 2 ways. Either it's ugly and the Jaguars are going to be close in the game somehow stupidly, or it's going to be a total blowout. That's what I said verbatim. So
Yeah,
let's try a
I
gauge.
think I can
Way
recall
to
that.
cover all bases there. Tomorrow it'll either be
But
cloudy
I didn't say it was going
or
to
on the other
be.
spectrum it might be sunny.
No. What I
Okay.
said is more like it's either going to rain like cats and dogs, or it's just going to sprinkle a little bit. I didn't say it was going to be sunshine. So
Okay.
just ease back on that, okay, bud?
Um, then we had Tampa Bay at the New York Jets. I think by far the most exciting game.
Yeah, and it wasn't even a play in the game that made it the most exciting.
Technically, it was because he ran off the field during the
Oh, it
play.
is true. He was on the field. So yeah, it was on the field.
Oh man, that was gold, and everything
I
that's coming out after the fact too.
No one has the. They both have different stories.
Yeah.
I don't even.
see. There's going to be a team that's going to bring Antonio on and let him do whatever he wants to do, but it's too much right now. Whether it's his fault or not, or CTU or not, it's just too much. Just let the dude do what he wants and sit on the floor seats in NBA games and let him do his life his way.
Well, I guess he's hurt, and he has
And
like MRIs that he's got like bones in his ankle that shouldn't be there, fragments.
But then
Dang.
Bruce Arians was saying that he told him that he just refused to play, and when you tell your coaches no, blah blah blah, and so forth.
And then AB put out the text messages of saying that we're not resting you for the playoffs. He said, "Sounds good, coach. I'm here for the team.
Yeah.
I'll go if I'm able to. I've been working on it all day today.
well,
Let me know when I can call you and we can talk about it."
if he faked a vaccination card, I'm pretty sure he can fake text messages too.
Are you sure? Because the fact that he faked the vaccination card should say that he's probably not really good at faking text. Because that would
Saying.
require forethought.
Yeah.
Just saying, he's known to be a unreliable narrator. So I don't know about him. I would just stay clear. He's great. He was great. He was the best receiver at one point in the league. But
I want the Browns to get him
yeah,
so you can score a touchdown on the Steelers.
yeah.
And I can buy an Antonio Brown jersey. There's no hatred
just don't
for that reasoning at all.
just don't have them in any of the Bengals games, and you'll be okay.
Don't need them.
I'm just saying.
Take the rest of those games.
I'm just saying it wouldn't be good.
The Jets did something stupid, and QB sneaked from 2 yards away from the first down line.
Bang.
That was like mind-boggling. Like they were lining up in like goal line, and I'm sitting there with my dad, like they're not gonna QB sneak that, are they? And then they did it, and he walked like 2 inches and got stood up, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Why not just kick the field goal then?
If you have enough to fall down, you're okay. But if you have to get anything more than just falling down, like it's too hard in this league to do that.
It wasn't even like a short 2 yards. It was a full 2
Like
yard.
2.5.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then Tom Brady does what Tom Brady does.
It's like I just think people overthink things and think that it's they're not going to expect it, so it's going to work. But
Atlanta at Buffalo. Did Buffalo seal the division with that?
no, they can still lose it. They can still lose it if they lose and the Patriots win.
Yeah.
I believe.
Okay.
Patriots would get the tiebreaker, I think.
Okay.
Not a good game from Josh Allen, though.
Not a good game?
No, that's what it was. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember what the game was. It was super snowy.
Yeah, it was.
He threw, like,
He
2
didn't.
picks.
Yeah, he did
Three
not
picks?
have a good. He did not have a good passing game. He went 11 for 26 for 120 yards, 0 TDs, and 3 interceptions.
Boy, that's tough.
But he ran
But he
it.
also was prime LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yeah, ran
in
it
the run
15
game, so-
times for 81 yards and 2 touchdowns.
You guys had 233 yards rushing. And all your touchdowns came from that, too. Jeez.
Yeah.
Talk about a full-on reversal from the norm.
Yeah. If they would have
Just
done that
scary
against us,
they're showing that they're able to run the ball at the end of the year.
yeah. If only they could have done that last week against us and not have thrown it so well, I think we would have had a better chance. Well, actually, we would have won the game if J.C. Jackson would have just caught
the
it.
Falcons DBs catch the picks thrown to them. So
Yeah, no crap, dude. Mr. INT himself. God, I hate him and I love him.
a game I didn't watch. Oh wait, no, I did watch. I watched the Cincinnati and Kansas City game.
Lip. Sorry, Gage, but I loved every second of it. I hate the Kansas City Chiefs. I hate them.
The future is now, old man. Bengals are going to run the division for the next 10 years.
No, they won't.
That was
It took literally the entire division having their off years and the Bengals barely making it in. You had the Ravens who were like
Hey, you're in.
in a wheelchair, the Browns that were in a walker half the year and playing bad and beating themselves, and then the Steelers with Ben Roethlisberger.
See, if it was the Browns that got it, you would be hoopling about how weird they are, so. I just don't know, man.
The Browns would have won the division, but I mean, it's still like the division was still just crap.
Yeah.
All year.
I mean, they still are just the best team this year, but yeah, with all those things like you're saying, it's part of the reason why.
Kansas City, like not letting him score at the end. Like, you really think you're gonna stop them? Like, what's the idea there? They're just gonna run the clock out. They kick a field goal, they win. They score a touchdown, they win. You're not gonna stop them. Like, they're already in the red zone. Like, why continuously? I don't know. There was a play that like Mixon almost scored, and they like took him down instead of pushing him in. Like, push him in and give it to Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Well, that's the same thing. What I wanted the Colts to do is, well, in that situation with the turnover, or not the turnover, but the reviewed call.
Yeah.
He should have been on the ground, but he got touched. But yeah, I mean, it's not the worst loss ever for the Chiefs because, I mean, Bengals played a hell of a game, but
they did.
That corner for the Chiefs.
Cut him now.
Sneed?
L'Jarius Sneed, yes.
Bro.
He's
It's a
Your
great
corner's
Pokemon
supposed to
name.
have like a lot of like moxie and talk a lot of crap. You're not allowed to speak for the next month.
Yeah, he blew that game for him.
And it wasn't like just once or twice. Like he was repeatedly beat like 8 times, and there was
Yeah.
like 5 times that he was just straight up mossed.
And then
It was just
those,
embarrassing.
you can say
That
what you
being
want
said-
about the penalties, but they were called, and they were called on him. So you can't be committing fouls like that on when they're trying to go down and win the game.
Yeah.
Like that was they
That was a
lost.
crap call,
He
but-
lost him.
Yeah, he did.
Well, technically, it'd be the other. Was one of their safeties that had that illegal hands to the face in the end zone and gave him the whole new set of downs?
Oh, yeah, that
Which-
really killed it.
Was the right call,
It was the right call.
but they'd missed so many calls previous to
Oh, yeah.
those two that it was just like, seriously.
Yep.
If it's not the Browns, I'd want it to be the Bengals, so I'm okay with that. Jamar Chase helped me win my fantasy league. I could have benched him and I still would have won, but it was nice seeing the 50.
There you go. Yeah,
Yeah, he
it was
went
one of
on.
the best fantasy performances, right?
Yep. Arizona at Dallas. I didn't watch any of that game. I was watching the
Yeah, I didn't
Few
either, honestly.
controversial calls
Kansas
there.
City Cincinnati game, so I don't know if you guys have anything to say.
I watched a little bit of it. There was it was one play that had two controversial calls right near. I think it was near the endish of the game. But so they kind of changed the delay a game rule a little bit, where as soon as it hits zeros, it's not technically a flag unless the ball's in motion now, and the refs like they kind of give them like a little bit of like a
They give him like a second leeway.
yeah, like a grace period of like 0. I'm looking. Is he hiking it? Okay, he hiked it. Well, yeah. Well, they sometimes they'll call it. Sometimes they let it ride. If it's obvious, they're gonna call it. If it's close, usually they just let it ride. So that
Or if you're the Ravens, they'll let you do it for 4 seconds and then
Yeah.
let you throw the play and then let Justin Tucker kick the game-winning field goal.
yeah. Which so I saw a bunch of TikToks of that play, and everyone's like, "Oh, let's delay a game." It's like I don't think you guys understand how it works now. But so that happened, and then I think Kyler like threw like a quick screen or something, and their wide receiver he like fumbled the ball, and Dallas like recovered, and then but they called the guy down, and then like it was clear and obvious that like he wasn't down because his knee like never touched, but the ball was like, but he was like low centered to the ground. But I don't know how they didn't call it a fumble. It was definitely a fumble, but they called him down, and then that was pretty much the only like main part of that, and then that's about it.
Just something that just popped in my head. Dude, the NFC are like all throwing. Like they just love to throw the football. And the AFC is more ground and pound.
Yes.
Like their top teams. Apart from like the Chiefs and the Bengals, I think everyone else in the playoffs right now are all
I wouldn't say Buffalo. Well, Buffalo this past week is kind of a ground and pound, but usually they don't really run it too
Yeah, they're
often,
more
unless
air.
it's Josh Allen running the ball.
Yeah, well they want a ground and pound, they just don't have their running back to. They still run it a ton. It's just not
Effective.
yeah, it's if Josh Allen's on or not.
Yeah.
If you gave Buffalo a mid-tier to top-tier running back, I mean, they'd be
Ramondre Stevenson. Got it. He's good. Naheem Hines.
unfortunately, I think Chandler Parsons may have lost the Defensive Player of the Year this week.
Huey Parsons?
Micah?
What'd you just say?
Micah?
Micah Parsons? To who?
PJ Watt.
Yeah, that's scumbag.
Oh, the actual defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He had,
Yeah, sorry.
He had like what 4 pass breakups against the Browns. TJ Watt.
Okay, we'll go over that
Yep,
later. Miami's Miracle Juice ran out. They got
Yep.
beat pretty bad.
Yeah, Tua got exposed again.
Saw that coming.
Dude, I love the Tua turn the ball over memes that come out because he doesn't just like turn the ball over, which is fine. Like, you know, everyone throws picks and stuff, has fumbles. He just does it in like the best ways. Like they've got to be some of the most comical ways it happens. He's like Brandon Knight, but in the NFL. Like a good player, but everyone only remembers those really ugly plays that happen. Like Brandon Knight was solid. He just every great play that happened just happened to be directly in his head.
Yeah.
At least he's taken over the turnover wizard uh, role from Carson Wentz, so I'm actually kind of happy about that.
I don't know, dude. Carson Wentz tried to get the Patriots that win. He does that stuff every week.
I just said that, yeah. Tua's got the title now.
It's because his name works so well with it.
Tua turn the ball over.
Yeah, it's so fun. Dylan, take it away.
Well, it was quite a week. Really weird week. The whole CDC stuff got changed right as Carson Wentz got tested positive. He still couldn't practice all week. Not an excuse because every team has to go through that. But it's just defense played more than good. 2 turnovers, limited the Raiders pretty heavily. I mean, letting Zay Jones go for 100 yards is never great, but the offense just didn't get anything going outside of a couple rushes from Jonathan Taylor, which is what you come to expect nowadays. But like other than, I mean, Pittman got used more, which is good. They need to keep doing that. But there's just nothing else. I mean, obviously the big missed touchdown on T.Y. Hilton being wide open, just unacceptable. And I don't know, just a really sad performance. It was embarrassing, honestly. It was just still even close in it. The one Renfro turnover or sorry, can't talk. The Renfro call being turned over was the biggest thing that changed the last couple of minutes because if we got the ball back, who knows? Carson Wentz can pull things out of his crack like no one else. So, obviously, just a really terrible loss, but at least we still have a chance to make the playoffs.
Is this true?
Well,
and you guys are no longer undefeated when Jonathan Taylor has more than 100 yards rushing.
It's true. It's true. Yeah,
I feel like the Raiders, dude, they just win crapshoots.
All the time.
Like, somehow, some way, they win games, and it is just ugly.
Yeah.
And they figure out a way to do it.
I don't think they really did anything to win or lose. I mean, they didn't really do anything to win the game. They definitely, I mean, Derek Carr threw 2 interceptions, and, I mean, they did have a harder time scoring against us than other teams, but, I mean, they made mistakes. We didn't capitalize on them. We were just the worst offensive team in the game is what it came down to.
Philadelphia.
I was gonna say, but we still have a chance to make the playoffs. We win, we're in. If we lose, we need the Raiders to lose and the Steelers to lose. I think those are the biggest ones that we need to take an L this week. But
I almost want you guys to lose just to see what the Raiders and Chargers would do.
Well, okay, yeah. So someone put a TikTok saying like, "Oh, if the Colts lose, the Raiders and Chargers should tie, so they're both in the playoffs." But
correct.
If that happens, there's going to be so many well, not so many. There's going to be a lawsuit coming from at least the Colts, if not the Ravens or the Steelers, whoever wins that game.
How you gonna...
That's just comical to me. What fan base?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Would the Vikings and the Bears decide that they were going to tie so the other team can make it in? No. They're division rivals. They don't like each other. There's no way they're going to be like, let's tie so the Raiders can get in.
But if they do,
we'll help you guys out.
It would be more clear than Doug Peterson taking Jalen Hurts out the last game with the Eagles so they can get a better pick. Like, this would be way more blatant than that, and people would lose draft picks, they would lose money, and coaches would have to be fired or put on some sort of penalty. So there's no way that happens. It's funny. I bring it up. It would be funny, but it just would never happen.
It might actually happen though. They might actually just legitimately.
Yeah, what if they legitimately tie?
There would be an investigation still.
Ah, jeez.
An investigation for
If,
what? You're watching the game.
if the Colts got the Patriots on Deflategate, they will get someone for
It
the
was
tie to kick them out of the playoffs.
All
scientifically
right,
proven,
fine.
dog.
You know what, John Gruden? Listen, you cannot be telling your team.
Scientifically proven.
Speaking of Jalen Hurts, Philadelphia at Washington. Jalen Hurts almost, had his season ended from non-football
Yeah.
Yeah.
crap.
Crowd's getting
That's
They-
like
too.
the fifth
they
different
need a
thing
new
this
field.
year with that stadium.
Yeah, they need a new stadium, ownership, GM. Never mind. Maybe not GM, but
Yeah,
they
the
need
GM's,
new
he's the
everything.
new guy. He's good.
Yeah, he's all right. The head coach is good too. They got good players, but
Need a quarterback.
they need they need a lot.
They need a defense.
Yeah.
Well, they need their defensive rookie of the year back, and
When he played, he was garbage.
Yeah, but
He played like 7 games and didn't have a sack.
Yeah,
Before he got hurt.
there's things going on with that, but Chase Young's obviously a premier athlete at least.
Oh, yeah.
So,
He'll be fine.
you find
hopefully.
Market Parsons something you can find Chase Young a role at least, so he'll be
Hopefully.
okay.
Hopefully that injury doesn't mess him up too much.
That's true. But no, I'm excited for the Eagles. My brother's an Eagles fan, and it's crazy. The only 2 coaches to go 2-5 to start the year as a rookie head coach and make the playoffs are Frank Reich and Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni was the OC when that happened under Frank Reich. So learn from the best. You get in the playoffs and lose your first game every time. So it is sweet.
We're just gonna move on past New Orleans and Carolina.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
doesn't really matter.
I'm sorry, none of them are in the playoff contention.
Yeah.
It's not
Well,
a-
it's just
a-
no one
a
has a good
bash on their
quarterback
teams.
either.
Both no quarterbacks. They're both fighting for spots.
Yeah.
One team, there's a reason why they don't have a quarterback, and the other team, a lot worse of a reason.
Yeah.
Denver put out, a really good effort, and they're absolutely crappy performance against the Chargers. I mean, the Chargers just destroyed them.
Yeah.
At this point in time, I was done watching football for the day, so I just turned it off.
Yeah. I don't think I really saw much other than I don't like they wore the blue and yellows this time again, I think. The Chargers. I just don't like those jerseys. But yeah, I mean, Broncos need something better than what they got with Teddy Two Gloves, so hopefully they get a quarterback in the draft as well.
San Fran got to see their first little exhibit of Trey Lance.
Yep.
It
My
wasn't
dad
bad.
says he hopes Jimmy G's coming back next week. My dad is not a Jimmy G fan. He's just like, yeah, there's no way we're going to win anything with Trey Lance right now. You got to give him some time.
Yep.
So, he might be back next week. You never know.
Yeah. For what it's worth, I think Garoppolo is the the base version of Tom Brady, where he's a game manager. You know what I mean? He's like Tom Brady's like the what's the word? The
Best
evolution.
quarterback of all time.
Well, yeah, obviously, but like how there's like in Pokemon they evolve, the evolutions, or whatever.
Yes, there
I
you
think
go.
Garoppolo's the starter version, and then Tom Brady's like the mega ultimate version. There's a reason he came from New England and everything, but
Yep.
I think the Niners are dangerous to any team. They got a decent defense and George Kittle and Debo Samuel, so
Yep.
can always strike.
The Rams did what they were supposed to against the Ravens.
Yeah.
Thank you again, Chiefs.
Last minute win though, right, against the Ravens. They finally got enough right there at the end.
I think so, yeah.
Closer game. For whatever reason, the Rams have so much offensive power, but they just struggle from time to time. I don't know. They just
It's interesting
empty a lot.
It's
that
because
their offense is struggling randomly now.
It's because Matty Ice has those flashbacks to, I want to be back at Detroit. You get a pick. You get a pick. You get a pick.
It's just interesting how the offense all of a sudden just doesn't click anymore once Odell's on a team.
Yeah, say, look, Gage, we get it. Odell's there. You don't like him?
I do not dislike Odell. Odell was my favorite receiver before he came to the Browns.
Yeah.
It's just he's now just kind of play within your means, and he's playing without his means right now. He's playing like he thinks he's this superstar when he's not. You were,
Yeah.
but you are not that anymore.
Well,
and he'll get his weekly touchdown force fed on the goal line.
How long has the Rams been without a real running back?
They have two of them right now. Darrell Henderson has been really well, and Sony Michel's been playing really well.
Why didn't Darrell Henderson play this week?
He just came back from injury, and Sony Michel has been playing really well. I think he's gotten like 4 touchdowns in the last 2 games.
I wonder what they're going to do.
He's been playing well, but Sony Michel is he's one tackle away from not being able to come back.
Which is fair, but I mean, when he's scoring 4 touchdowns in 2 weeks, you can wait for that one tackle.
Yeah, no.
And they still have Cam Akers.
And he's coming back.
Yeah.
He's coming back right now. Yeah, he'll be back for playoffs.
Yeah. And it's Cam Akers, so
that helps a lot. I think they're dangerous enough, in the playoffs, but it's just weird. I mean, they don't seem like a 12-4 team.
they have the players to act it, but
yeah.
By the way,
players,
by the way they've performed,
It just hasn't been pretty, but I mean, they're in one of the best divisions in the NFL, and they're 12-4.
This is true.
So,
yeah.
I mean, you can't really say, well, they've been playing bad. I mean, they literally have the trial by fire division. So if they're 12-4, they're obviously good. It may not be pretty, but they're winning games.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel like they're a dominant team. But yeah, that makes sense. They're playing.
I think right now, I think the NFL it's gotten that level of parity that the NFL wants, where every team, they're like it's like neck and neck. It's not like one team just bounds better.
Well, and it feels like with the extra game that like everyone's in it until week 17, and then week 18 is just more of a seeding thing. So I like that.
Seattle, Detroit. Who knew? I mean, who called that was going to be the highest scoring game?
Oh, I thought they were going to win, but
I thought that was going to be a real close one. That's kind of why I picked Detroit.
It was actually fairly close in the end. Somehow. But, I mean, Russell Wilson and DK Metcalf went off for me, so thank you, gentlemen.
There you go. Yeah, well, we can also talk about Rashad Penny coming alive.
Yeah.
After being a bust. Like,
I know. I had him on my fantasy team started for some reason because I picked him up one week, so I was like, I need a running back because I think 2 of my running backs had like COVID, and then Damian Harris was hurt, and I was like, dude, I don't have a single running back. So I picked up Rashad Penny, and I just left him because I wasn't in the actual playoffs, so I never checked it.
Yeah.
I got
he went off. It was funny.
Russell Wilson, 28 points. DK Metcalf, 28 points. Jamar Chase, 50 points. Jonathan Taylor, 18 points. Elijah Mitchell, 20 points. Gronk, 15 points. Kittle, 4 points. Chubb, 5 points.
Jeez.
Really good up until the last 2 there.
Yeah, it wasn't even close.
Then we got Vikings-Packers.
Yeah, I mean, Packers did what they were supposed to do against a team that didn't have their quarterback, and they probably would have won the game anyways. Packers look like the best team to me. I think they're going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I've been saying that for weeks.
Well,
and by weeks, I mean the entire season.
I know these aren't the same, so don't come at me, Mikey, but
I'm coming at you.
I feel like Aaron Rodgers has his prime Randy Moss, and I think that's just really dangerous for this league. Devontae Adams is just killing it and cooking everyone right now, so I just don't know how you stop him.
You have the best quarterback and the best receiver.
Yeah.
With a legitimate run game now.
Yeah.
and a defense that's playing well, and they're going to get their players back. And Bakhtiari is coming back as well.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Good luck.
Things are.
And you have to go play through Lambeau, where Aaron Rodgers just decides that he's going to be better than anybody there as well.
Oh, yeah.
How about that?
No lead is ever safe because he will just find a way to hit a tight end with a toe drag catch with 20 seconds left in the game.
Seriously, 25 seconds is too much time for him to go down the field. It's crazy. And he doesn't even need a timeout.
No.
That lineman catch was pretty cool, too, from the Vikings.
Yeah.
That thing was awesome.
Yeah, reception 2.0.
Yeah.
Well, what did they call it? It wasn't the Immaculate Reception. It was like the Immaculate what-ception? Line section?
Oh, something like big man reception or something.
Yeah.
I've only ever seen the 2.0 part, so. But yeah, no, Bradbury's got some hands. I think we need him on our.
Yeah.
I think he needs
you
to
would
line
think
up as
all
tight
the
end.
linemen in the NFL, like the offensive linemen, they probably had the best hands. I mean, they're holding every play.
Well, I mean, they might have damn
Catch
fingers
passes.
all over their hands, though. They just have splints all over their fingers every game. So
Yeah.
And then Mike Zimmerman's comment on Kellen Mond.
Mond.
Yeah. You gonna get a look at Kellen Mond this week? Not particularly.
which is it's less about Kellen Mond than it
Yeah.
is about him just being like, "What the hell? Why are you asking me this?"
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was kind of blown out of proportion. That was
Yeah.
just like, what do you think? Am I happy that my starting quarterback is now out of the game when we had a chance to make the playoffs? No, I'm not
Yeah.
happy. Like,
Well, and this is Kellen Mond.
Yeah. Not particularly.
He's just. I've
they
never
can't
seen
strip
someone
it if it's
hold
above your head.
I've never seen someone hold the ball that high. I mean, he's
Listen.
good. He's got a good arm, honestly, but he just is. Oh, sorry, I got out of focus. He's got a good arm, but he just for some reason is just so robotic with his mechanics. It's weird.
That's just a kid that knows he's starting and he's like, I'm going to be perfect.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, drop. Okay. Yeah.
Run through progressions. Not open. Shit.
And Cleveland, Pittsburgh won. All right.
The best part is like the last 2 weeks, kid is like, oh yeah, at AFC North, that's ours.
Well,
We don't have to do anything.
in fair, no, I've not been saying that. I'm saying that they could win the game. In fairness, that game is completely different if they have something that they're playing for,
Oh, shit.
because
Yeah,
they
I
were
mean,
already
yeah.
out. And
Yeah.
Kevin, when you have both the Mannings and Aaron Rodgers saying the same crap I've been saying all year, it pisses me off. Like, why is Nick Chubb out? Why is Nick Chubb out? Why is Nick Chubb out? Why is Nick Chubb have 5 touches in the first half?
Yeah.
Why is Dearness Johnson out on 3rd down? Can Nick Chubb not catch the ball? Oh no, he can. So why is he not playing?
Are you guys still missing your tackles, Willis and Conklin?
Yeah. And then that was the best. That was the best part is we had now our 7th string offensive tackle
Yeah.
playing on the right side against J.J. Watt, in which he was double teamed twice all game.
Wow.
93% of the time he was 1-on-1 with James Hudson.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's why he had 4 sacks. You're like, oh, you know what? We're gonna let you get the sack record. Come on, JJ, go ahead and do it. We're rooting for you. Like, come on, you guys, you scumbags. Like, I like Baker. He brought us a win, right? I don't know if he's gonna be on the team.
I don't know
really
either,
don't
man.
know what is gonna happen. Like, I'm not looking forward to this offseason. People want to just like throw him off the cliff. Like, we've had 4 decent years, and one of them have been really good.
Well,
Do you know what was the previous 25 years of my life before that? Like what? You think quarterbacks grow off of trees? You think people want to come play in Cleveland when they just saw what Baker did? Like, Baker won them a playoff game, and now he's getting bombarded. You think a quarterback wants to come in and play with that? With the worst receiving core in the NFL.
yeah. I mean, like I think the Browns are like my second team mainly because like I've always wanted them to be good. They've been.
I mean, it's
bad
hard to
for
hate
so
them
long.
if you're not like a divisional rival with them, because they're
Yeah.
literally bottom feeders.
So my opinion with the Browns right now with quarterbacks and stuff like that is You get Baker healthy. You invest as much as you can in depth for your offensive line in case any of this happens again. And the only other scenario I would venture into looking at is a Matthew Stafford type deal where you get a bona fide quarterback, you give up 3 first rounders, and you have them for at least those 3 years. If there's a deal like that, or if anyone wants to do that, obviously that's a great option. But
Derek Carr, Russell Wilson are the only two.
I wouldn't go with Derek Carr.
So that's kind of where, like, what do you guys think about Derek Carr? Because I don't. You look at his numbers and they're a lot better, right? He's got a lot of game-winning drives and he's clutch. Is he bad, or is he just on a bad team that's always been bad?
I think he just throws a lot, and I think he's more than above average. But Baker
Is he better
also,
than Baker? Right. Not. I shouldn't say right now. Is he better than what Baker should be when he's not injured?
No. Baker's better,
They're
in my
different.
opinion.
They're different, but I don't know. I'll get into it more in the off season because that's what we're going to be geared up for. But I would say right now, I don't think that it's Baker can't make throws or can't do things that Derek Carr can. But for some reason, either it's his injury and he's just not got any. He doesn't have any good throwing mechanics, but yeah, I don't know. I think Derek Carr has less mental mistakes, and I just don't think it's worth it to go after him though.
No.
Baker is the most momentum-based quarterback I have ever seen.
Yeah.
When things are bad, it'll just get worse for him.
You know the Baker cycle, right?
Yes, I get that sent to me by my uncles.
Yeah.
Every week.
It's weird that is it feels like an actual. It doesn't feel like a meme. It feels like
if you take away the beat on crappy teams, then yeah, it's true.
Well,
he does not just have great games against crappy teams.
He will beat teams that aren't like the Rams or whatnot, and then he'll call out people, then play like shit, gets criticized by the media, then he gets the underdog mentality, then he goes out and plays great. That's where I would replace the beat inferior opponent is once he gets called out, he will go have his underdog week, he'll go and win, be fired up and everything like that, call out the doubters, and then he'll go and play like crap again. So yeah, no, I think it's an interesting thing. I do attribute the actual change in the Browns culture and everything to Baker Mayfield, and for that I would
injury, sadly.
Yeah, Jarvis Landry couldn't have done what he did without Baker there though, and I think Baker being there established everything. I think you keep him until you find a sure.
And that's just it. People just want somebody to blame. I'm sorry, that is not Baker's fault.
No.
It is not Kevin's fault. It's not Odell's fault. I mean, that entire offense was dysfunctional in every asset of it. They came into the season hurt, didn't have any. It had 3 offensive linemen out the first game, and 2 receivers not starting. And then we never had a full offense the entire year without injury.
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt would get hurt.
Yeah.
And Nick Chubb would play, and then Kareem Hunt would come back, and Nick Chubb would get hurt, and then it was back and forth. Yeah. The offensive line was awful, and that's what our team is based off of. Is the great offensive line. You can say we have the best interior line. J.C. Treader played bad this year. His knees are pretty much just washed. We had Joel Bitonio and Wyatt Teller, and then 3 just bad players. You can't do that. And when your tackles are letting everything in,
yeah, they're a lot, and I think this offseason we can get into what our offseason choices would be and stuff like that, because there's a lot that needs to happen.
Yeah. It was frustrating to watch that game. I turned it off. I was just you know what? I don't care. I'm not going to get mad anymore. They're playing for no reason. Congratulations to the rapist. He got his last win.
Gosh.
Okay.
We're not going to make any money on this video anyways.
Yeah, this is true.
I mean, it's just pathetic that people sit there and parade and talk about this guy crying like he didn't rape 2 women and should be in prison. He's just lucky he wasn't in a social media era when he did it.
Yeah.
That is my 2 cents on him. But congratulations on a great career. Have fun retiring.
Yeah.
Can't wait for him to be out. And I thought it was extremely irresponsible to just let Baker get killed the entire game. Like, it felt like, this is why I don't want him. Baker, go ahead and show it. I'm going to put you in every position.
Yeah.
And Baker was like, okay, I'm going to do really bad. I'll show you. And Njoku's wide open? Nah, I'm going to throw it to Jarvis Landry right past him horribly and get it picked off. Like, it's when you see stuff like that, and you're like, dude, I can't even, like back you up anymore. Like, you're literally looking. They're right in front of each other, so it's not like you can't see that. Like, the vision's right there. I mean, you got a guy right here stacked and the other receiver right here, so why not throw it to the wide open guy instead of the guy that's double covered right behind him? I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's a lot, dude. But the thing that sucks is now that the Steelers are pressing the Colts, so the Steelers
Don't have any faith in the Steelers.
Yeah, but if they win, if they beat the Ravens and we lose, they get our spot. So
Baker threw for more yards than Ben did that game.
Yeah. It was not a pretty game outside of defense on the Steelers' end. But.
Yeah, and I feel like the Browns this year, their defense was like the Bears' defense. Just like, what more can I do? Like, at some point, they just give up because you can only hold teams forever. Even if it's the Steelers' offense, like, you can only hold them for so long.
Yeah, especially with the rules nowadays and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That should be good for today's episode, though. The recap of sadness and happiness from these two.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey. Well, mainly for me, because we're solidified in the playoffs.
Yeah. Solidified.
Dylan's
That's
a little
I'm
clinchy
sitting on
over
the edge
there.
of my seat right now.
Yeah, a little clinchy over there.
Yeah. Not great.
I remember earlier this year, Mikey getting so pissed off about games, and I was,
Well, to be fair, we did
we
start
should be winning this game. Like, it's crap. And I'm like, dude, you got a rookie quarterback. At least you guys are showing that, like, you know, there's something to build on. You know, you've got a good team.
Well, that's what I was
There's always,
saying.
like, next year, it's not bad, like, losing a bunch of games when you show promise.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was.
And then they turned around and started killing people. So
that's what I was saying in one of those episodes when Dylan was like running through our schedule, and then I was like, we're like a fumble, a field goal, and like one other play away from being just as good or on paper record as like the Packers. We're a fumble, a field goal, and one other play away from being 12-3 or 13-2 or whatever. It doesn't.
And whatever.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
but
we did start 2-4.
She would have been a bike.
Yeah. We did start 2-4, so yes, I was a little upset.
The Browns went 3-1 and then decided to go 3-7 for the rest of the year. So
4 and 8.
And another losing season.
What I wanted to say real quick about the Baker thing is I think you pick up Baker's 5th-year option.
Which they did already.
Okay, good. Okay, so yeah, pick that up.
But he
invest,
might be traded,
yeah,
just like Sam Darnold was.
I wouldn't trade him. I'd keep him one more year, get him some actual receivers, not having his best receiver be Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Who drops it like 3 times.
Exactly. Get him an actual receiver. He already has 2 great running backs. Your guys' line's fine, just needs to get a little bit more healthy. Have the whole offseason to get healthy, get right in practice, get right in training, get right in the weight room. Just get him one good receiver and another decent receiver, and let him go out there and play for his job. This is your time to show me why we just picked up your 5th-year option and did not trade your ass.
And don't play hurt, please. Thank you.
Yeah. But
I think that wherever he goes, he'll be fine, right? Like, if he stays here next year, I think he'll have a good year, right? I think if he goes to a different team because they get rid of him, cut him, trade him, or whatever, he'll be good, and he'll probably end up, being the top 5 quarterback of all time somehow. What happens to the Browns? Of course we get rid of him, and then he'll turn into something amazing.
yeah.
Well,
I don't actually think that's going to happen. I don't think he'll be top 5.
Yeah.
It's just kind of happens.
Last thing on it, I'll just say that Baker Mayfield hit his ceiling week or year 3, and I just don't think he's going to improve much more than what he is right now. So that's just like you got to take that into account. I don't think he's
that's where I'm
doing
at.
anything
Like,
better than he is right now.
what else can you like? The problem, I don't think there's any quarterback that can really upgrade. Like maybe Derek Carr, maybe.
Mm.
I mean, depending on different lawsuits and stuff like that,
No,
Watson. But
you
like,
just heard my opinion on
Yeah.
Ben Roethlisberger. How can we do like that's like every Browns
Yeah,
fan opinion. How can
but
then you then support Deshaun Watson?
the thing is though, like, I am not on. I'm not here to defend Deshaun or anything like that. But we've seen in the past that things get accused that aren't really there. But
Yep. Like that.
20 something girls is a little hard to fight against. So
Yeah.
Then again, it's the
I'm just
NFL.
saying.
So if he
Yeah,
comes out next year and it's all settled or whatnot and all that stuff, I don't know how that's going to happen. That's not my, just push that out. If he comes back and plays football, he'll be really good and everyone will kind of forget it.
Yep.
Well, then that's what I was saying. Like, it just depends on like what happens with the lawsuits and everything. But again, that's just we can't even really go off of that.
I legitimately think I would change my fandom. I don't think I would be a Browns fan.
If
I
Baker
think I would
left.
go.
What if
like
it
a
what if
Packers
it came
fan.
out that it was 100% a hoax?
Oh.
28 now, I think it is. No.
I understand though. I'm just
If
the
it was
whole what ifs.
100% fake, then sure, yes.
Okay.
But like I think if they get Deshaun Watson, I really do think that I would have to
Yeah.
switch.
No, that's fair. Don't need to end it there. But
Yeah.
that is
What a nice ending.
Really weird spot to end it. But
Do you want to pull up the playoff picture right now? Then pull it up real quick and see where we're at. End on that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! I am sorry. 1 second here.
Yeah, I just kind of put you on the spot. Instead of going on with the full.
Yeah, you're good. Okay, so we have everything up to date all the way up until week 18. This is where we're sitting at now.
Oh no.
I think we're more into all the picks in our next episode, but
Yeah, we'll go through and edit that later.
But yeah, so right now, surprise, I think for everyone is the Titans holding number 1. Anyone from 4 seed to or 5th seed to 8 can make it to the 1 seed right now. So
I think it's crazy that Tennessee and they're getting Derrick Henry back.
yeah, and I mean, I would want to go back and look at their record. I know they've beaten good teams. They've beaten us twice, but with the way that their defense is, I don't trust their defense. They're good, but you know what I mean? Like I don't know if I trust them in the playoffs. But I mean, obviously they're the best team in the AFC right now, so we'll go with that.
It's just crazy to think about.
Yeah. But yeah, that's our next episode. Come back for that because it should be pretty heated. But
hit the like button.
Subscribe.
share, yeah, do all that good stuff.
Oh yeah.
Hope your local average Joes make it big.
Oh yeah. All right.
I mean, it'd be
bye
awesome.
bye.
But I'd be uncomfortable.
Well.
All right, bye.
Get used to it.
Bye.
All right, bye.